Here at Conservatory of the Ozarks, and today I want to do this breathing tutorial with Cynthia um, to uh, partly improve your breathing exercises, but really, in the end, ultimately, it's to improve your tone quality while you're singing, of course. So let's practice thinking of just making the shape to inhale. And I think we talked about this during the Christmas choir practices, so I'm sorry if I repeat myself, but hopefully it'll be helpful. So I want to think of your vocal tract from top to bottom. The vocal tract begins with your lips and ends with your larynx, or you could say the other way around. Your larynx is sometimes like called your Adam's apple or your voice box. Those are kind of slang terms for it. And above your larynx is your pharynx, which is just a fancy word for throat. And so we want to keep the back of our pharynx expanded, or we could say we want to open the back of our throat. And we want to also open the front of our mouths, which is the exit route for the vocal tract when we're inhaling, and usually also when we're phonating or making sound. So we're going to start from this direction and go down right now. So the front of the mouth, we're just going to practice making the shape we want when we inhale, which is the same shape as when we yawn. So we press the tip of the tongue against the roots of the lower teeth, drop the jaw in the front. Let's get closer so I can really see your mouth. Uh-huh. Yeah, and so the tip of the tongue goes down as the jaw drops. And so we want to think of the head being released on top of the spine, and the jaw can just drop with the gravity. Symmetrically, hopefully. Which is why watching yourself in the mirror while you do this is important, because it's really easy to be like you don't even realize you're like not opening symmetrically. Uh-huh. And then in the back, we want to open, and in the back we want to open as well, but we can think of letting the jaw wrap around the neck while still keeping the front part the same. Down and down. So we get lots of space. And then I'll also think of the base of my tongue, which is like right above the epiglottis, down here, like way farther down than you would think. I think of the base of my tongue sinking down, like relaxing. And so it's a really open feeling. And then at the same time, and these do happen consecutively, right? Because you're kind of going from front to back, but really fast, in really fast succession. So they should feel almost like they're happening simultaneously instead of consecutively. So the soft palate should go up, which we've talked about, right? The same feeling as when you yawn. So we have open in the front, drop the jaw in the back by wrapping around your neck. Relax the base of your tongue downward. And the soft palate goes up. So this is exactly what you do when you yawn, right? So you could actually yawn once. And you feel all the openness and like the stretched open feeling in the back of your throat. And then we could think of opening your pipe or your trachea. This isn't actually how the body works, but we're just like pretending, right? Because it's a helpful mind game to play to get our body to do what we want when we're singing. So we open the throat and we can just pretend like we have this pipe going down to our stomach. Here, let's back up again because now we'll want to see the abdomen. So I open, and then I open my throat or the back of my pharynx, right? So tell me, if you do that, if you open all of this, your whole vocal tract, are you able to stop the air from coming into your body? Me either. It's not possible. And even without trying, if I just think of the pipe going all the way down to my stomach, if I just make the shape, my tummy fills up with air. Not actually, right? Not scientifically speaking, but for our minds to think about, right? So if you put your hands on your tummy, see if you can just open all the way down. Just make the shape. Your tongue looks good. So we're not even trying to inhale, we're just trying to make the shape. And magically, the air comes in. So just let the air out however you want for the exhale, and then try a few more of those while I'm talking. Just make the shape. and feel the air rush down your pipe all the way down to your sort of furnace for singing. And just try that a few times. Just let the air out however you'd like. And think about these things. When you are opening, let your abdominal wall release, which is why your hands move. And let your lower ribs open up like an umbrella. If you like firmly put your hands on your lower ribs, you can feel the expansion happen. But not so far that the chest would expand as well, which you can hear would make your voice a little strained because that's too much air for this tiny little instrument we have here. And you can also think of feeling an expansion in your lower back. So like I'm wearing a belt right now, everywhere the belt is touching, I'm hoping to feel an expansion, right? And so keep trying a few more. The idea is you should feel the air rushing into the open space that you make. So you aren't sucking the air in, which would sound sort of like a high-pitched sound because you're constricting the space, which creates turbulence in the airflow, and the turbulence, you know, it makes the crackly sound, and the high-pitched sound comes from a smaller space. So we want to open, which means the inhale will be very low-pitched like this, or maybe even silent. So see your lips right there? That does not look relaxed. That looks tight. So that's why I'm saying don't think of like trying to breathe right now. You're just opening. So you're not, right? Like you're not like tightening up to open. You're just opening. Release your jaw to open. Release your lips to open. Release your abdominal wall to open. See how tight your lips look? Just release your lips. Let your jaw release as well, and that will give you the tall space. Not like holding your jaw open, just releasing your jaw and releasing your lips. Better. You don't have to do something, you just have to allow the release to happen. The computers are watching us. And then at the same time, we can release the pelvic floor, which is that feeling of like, oh, I'm going to let myself pee now, right? So we can do all of those releases at the same time, from lips all the way down to the bottom of the torso, basically. Open. There. I think you caught yourself that time tightening up, didn't you? Yeah. So let's just think about this half of the breathing equation this week. Opening to let the air in, and see if you can like label the sensations you feel when it goes well, when you feel open and release. And like the inhale should kind of feel like great. Like this is what your body is meant to be doing, breathing air, right? So when you can feel that feeling, like try to notice how it happens, practice with a camera or a mirror so you can see what you look like when you feel the sensation. So you can like attach the visual input to the kinesthetic input into your brain and hopefully align the two, because usually they're not aligned at first. Like you'll think, I couldn't hustle anymore. And then you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, that's actually what an open mouth looks like. Like you think you look like this and you're actually like, right? So that's why you need to work in front of the mirror. So we don't want to see like a tight look or an afraid sort of look. We want to see joy on your face because you're breathing and like your body's meant to breathe. This should feel good. Like, and so that comes back to the name of this exercise, the surprise party breath. Like, I want you to really focus on this part of it, like the thought part, which is you walked into a room, beautifully decorated, exactly how you would wish, full of all the people you love best in the world, and they have worked hard to put together like a beautiful surprise party for you. And they've like thoughtfully selected gifts they knew you would like, and they're wrapped like so beautifully, and there's like the perfect cake and it's your favorite flavor because they know that about you and they ordered it for you. Everything is exactly what you want, and you're so surprised in a happy way, and you're so like thrilled to be here. You would not change this moment for any other moment in your life. And when you walk into the room and see this amazing beautiful surprise, you're like, right? Or like that, maybe the face you make if you're smelling a beautiful rose. So a feeling of joy. And you can like experiment with it and see like how far can I go without feeling the tightness up here and getting the high pitched sound. But when you can find the sensations and you can label them and you can kind of find them where you feel open and good and you're inhaling the right way, try to breathe in that way every time before you begin phonating, every time before you begin singing, and try to keep that shape. Don't let anything collapse when you go to sing. So try to keep that open space, along with thinking, like you have been, of keeping the consistent vibrato spin at the onset of your tone. Not that it always has to be that way, but for now, if we can try to do that for now, you just have to be very particular about your vocal health. We know that, and you've made great gains already, but you must be absolutely relentlessly strict with yourself about these things, more than most have to be. So, but that's okay. You'll learn more than most people ever do. So, all right. Any questions about that?
Nope, that's it. That's it. I got it.
Okay.
I'm focused now.
Yeah.